Welcome to AI World TV, your go-to destination for everything artificial intelligence. Discover the captivating landscape of AI, where advanced technology finds real-life application. Subscribe to AI World TV for webzine articles, reports, podcasts, videos, live events, and latest trends. Hear from top industry leaders and discover how AI is transforming industries and our daily lives.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. If you're tuned into the tech world, especially places like Silicon Valley, you've probably been asking the same thing we are. Where exactly are we in this AI revolution?
Yeah, is the big question.
Like, are we still just riding this huge wave of hype? Or, have we actually crossed into something more transformative? So this deep dive, it's really designed to help you figure that out.
And it's interesting because, AI feels so new, but it's actually following a pretty classic pattern, the technology adoption cycle.
Right, we've seen that before.
Exactly. Think electricity, the internet, smartphones even. You get the innovation breakthrough. Then comes the early hype, which, often leads to these massively overinflated expectations.
Yeah, definitely seen that.
And after that peak, there's usually a correction, sometimes even a backlash, before things finally settle into sustainable growth and then eventually maturity.
Okay.
But the really wild thing with AI is just the speed. It's tearing through these stages way faster than anything we've seen.
So our old ways of thinking about tech adoption might not even keep up.
They're struggling, yeah. Regulation, understanding the impact, it's all playing catch up.
Okay, so that's the frame. And our mission today is really to dig into the insights from the AI World Journal. They've done a great job trying to pinpoint where we are now. They talk about moving from the AI summer of hype.
Yeah, that was 2023.
To what they're calling a season of seriousness. So, okay, let's unpack that. What does that actually mean? Let's see what the experts are highlighting as the next big turn for AI.
Right, and to do that, the source points to five really key shifts. Think of them as signposts telling us where we are in this journey.
Okay, 5 shifts. Let's hit the first one. This idea that we're exiting that peak hype and entering strategic reality. I remember 2023, it really was the AI summer of hype.
Oh, absolutely.
Everywhere you looked, it was like GPT-4, Claude, Gemini.
The big models.
And then those open source ones, Llama, Mistral. It felt like every week was just another wow moment. Something changed everything or seemed to.
And now, as we're sort of deeper into 2025, that season of seriousness is really here. You could feel it. The initial novelty, that sparkle, it's definitely fading a bit. And what's interesting is it's not just people getting bored. It's more like a forced reality check, seeing the real limits and the, frankly, huge engineering effort it takes to go from a cool demo to something truly reliable you can deploy.
Right, the hard work part.
Exactly. So this phase, it's bringing up tougher questions. Like, okay, what can AI really do well? Where does it genuinely add value, not just buzz?
And the ownership question, too.
Crucial. Who actually owns the data? Who owns the models? And what does that mean for everyone else? That's becoming central.
Okay, so focusing on what AI can actually do, that really underlines another shift, doesn't it? The split between consumer buzz and what's happening in the enterprise.
Yeah, a definite divergence.
Because on the consumer side, the buzz is still there, right? People are playing with AI art, chatbots are everywhere, music generation, those filters on social media.
The toys, as the source calls them.
Right, the toys. I remember messing with those art generators last year. Fun for 5 minutes, but you hit a wall pretty quick. Is that part of the seriousness, moving past that?
That's a big part of it, yeah. While those consumer toys are still fun and getting better, the enterprise world is making a much more grounded shift. They're moving past just experimenting.
Real applications.
Exactly. Real high-impact applications. We're seeing AI become genuinely critical in things like advanced medical diagnostics. Or optimizing these incredibly complex supply chains, making legal review faster and more accurate, powering autonomous systems, even sophisticated financial risk modeling.
Wow.
So, yeah, connecting it back, it really is the toys giving way to tools in these serious high-stakes areas where, the return on investment really matters.
And with AI becoming so embedded in serious applications, it makes sense that the next signpost is regulation and ethics.
It had to happen.
The Great Reckoning, they call it. It feels like a very clear sign we're in that correction phase of the cycle. We're seeing big moves like the EU AI Act, those California transparency bills.
And that's sending a really clear message, right? The honeymoon is over.
Yeah.
It's not just about what cool thing you can build anymore. It's about what you should build and how.
responsibility.
Huge pressure now. Balancing that drive to innovate with, real responsibility, things like actively mitigating bias so AI doesn't just repeat our own prejudices and demanding more explainability. We need to understand how these things are making decisions, especially the critical ones.
That raises a massive question, doesn't it? How do we innovate without letting it run away from us before we figure out the ethics and the governance?
That is the tension right now. Finding that balance defines this whole phase.
So, okay, given this whole new landscape, more serious applications, more regulation, what's this doing to the business world itself? The source talks about AI native startups popping up and big companies having to realign.
Yeah, it's a fundamental shakeup.
What makes these AI native firms different? Is it like the dot-com boom, creating new kinds of companies? Here's where it gets really interesting for business.
It's a really strong parallel, actually. The early internet didn't just give us websites. It birthed completely new kinds of companies, right?
Yeah.
Amazon, Google, Facebook, built for that internet era.
Right. Native to it.
Exactly. And we're seeing the same now. These AI native startups aren't just using AI tools. Their whole structure, their entire business model is built around AI concepts. Things like agentic AI.
Autonomous workflows.
Yeah, workflows that manage complex tasks on their own. Foundation models aren't just a tool for them. They're like the core operating system.
Wow.
And it's not just the startups. The big established companies, the legacy ones, they're not just playing around anymore. They're seriously restructuring.
How so?
Changing processes, retraining their people, rethinking their talent needs.
You are listening to the AI World Podcast, your trusted source for the latest innovations, insights, and trends in artificial intelligence, blockchain, fintech, and decentralized technologies. Each episode features expert interviews, engaging discussions, and in-depth analysis of how AI transforms industries worldwide. Stay ahead of the curve with the latest articles and exclusive reports from the AI World Journal, covering everything from emerging technologies to industry breakthroughs. For more news, global events, and access to AI World Society circle gatherings, visit us at aiworld.tv. Don't forget to subscribe to stay informed, stay connected, and be part of the AI revolution with AI World Lounge. Thank you for listening.
Have to adopt AI not just as another piece of software, but as a fundamental mindset shift. It's about survival, staying relevant.
And that leads us to the fifth shift, which honestly feels like one of the most exciting ones. How humans and AI are starting to work together. Collaboration.
For a while, it was all fear, right? AI taking jobs. But this sounds different, more like partnership.
It really is shifting that way. We're moving way beyond just simple task automation. AI is now genuinely enhancing human skills, creativity, judgment.
In what kinds of fields?
All sorts, really. Think about designers using AI to rapidly mock up ideas they couldn't have visualized so quickly before. Writers using it to brainstorm or polish their work.
Coders too, I hear.
Absolutely, speeding up development and catching errors. And even complex decision-making, where AI can process vast amounts of data to give humans better insights.
So that term copilot, it's more than just marketing.
I think it genuinely reflects something deeper, yeah. It's changing how we even define productivity or intelligence or what work is. It's really about redefining how we create and problem solve when we're working alongside these smart systems. Okay, so those 5 shifts really paint a picture of where we are now. Moving past peak hype, enterprise focus, regulation, new companies, and this human-AI collaboration.
Yeah, a season of seriousness, grounding the tech.
So what does this all mean looking forward? Let's talk about the road ahead. What's next?
Well, one immediate thing is the rise of multi-agent ecosystems.
Okay, what does that mean exactly?
Think beyond just using one AI tool for one task. Imagine networks of different AI agents.
Like talking to each other.
Exactly. Communicating, collaborating, acting together autonomously across different digital platforms.
Wow. What could that look like in practice?
Oh, all sorts of things. Customer service that doesn't just react, but anticipates what you need. Global logistics chains that optimize themselves in real time.
Investment advice.
Highly personalized, constantly updated investment advice. Even complex urban planning for smart cities, managing traffic, energy, resources dynamically. It's not one AI, it's like a whole team of AIs working in concert.
That sounds transformative and complex.
Definitely. But then, on an even bigger scale, there's this battle for sovereignty.
The geopolitical angle. AI as national power.
It's already happening. AI isn't just a tech edge anymore. It's becoming a core geopolitical asset, a measure of national strength.
So countries are racing to build their own AI.
Absolutely. Racing to build sovereign AI infrastructure. That means models trained on their own local data, reflecting their culture.
Running on their own chip?
Ideally, yeah. Running on domestic chips, governed by their own national rules and policies.
Why is that so important to them?
Control. Control over critical infrastructure, protecting citizen data, ensuring national security in a world where AI is embedded everywhere. It's also about shaping AI according to their own values.
And we're seeing different regions approach this differently.
For sure. The US, China, the EU, places in the Middle East, they're all developing distinct AI strategies, distinct identities, and that's creating all sorts of new dynamics, new challenges for supply chains, talent, everything.
Which inevitably brings us back to people. The human element. Jobs, education, meaning. If AI is taking on more complex tasks,
The workforce has to adapt. No question.
we're already seeing new kinds of jobs though, right?
We are, yeah. Things like prompt engineers, people who get really good at talking to AI ethicists trying to steer development responsibly, model trainers, the people who actually fine-tune these systems. These roles didn't really exist a few years ago.
But it goes deeper than just jobs, doesn't it?
Much deeper. It forces us to ask some pretty fundamental, maybe even existential questions like, what does it actually mean to be human when AI can do so many things we thought were uniquely human? How do we hold on to our cultures, our empathy, our sense of identity when intelligence itself is being, outsourced or amplified by machines?
Hey, stuff.
Yeah. These aren't easy questions. We'll be grappling with them for a long, long time.
So pulling it all together, the big message seems to be, yes, AI is moving incredibly fast, maybe faster than any tech before it.
Unprecedented speed.
But we're still somehow early in the grand scheme of things.
Very early. It really is a marathon, not a sprint. That's a great way to put it.
Right.
And the biggest changes, the truly deep transformation AI will bring, it probably won't be the flashy stuff we see today.
Yeah.
No, I think it'll be quieter, deeper, more at the infrastructure level.
Yeah.
Like electricity or the internet.
Things we just take for granted now.
Exactly. Eventually, AI will likely become this invisible utility, something powering everything, something we rely on constantly, but something we barely even notice anymore.
The source has a great line on this. We're at the inflection point where the dream starts turning into discipline, and all that initial hype starts giving way to the hard work of actually making history.
Well said. It captures this season of seriousness perfectly. So thinking about that future where AI becomes this invisible, essential utility, almost like the air we breathe.
Yeah.
Given that foundational shift, what new kinds of human innovation, or maybe new ways of connecting with each other, what might that enable you listening right now to explore? What becomes possible then?
The future of artificial intelligence is unfolding, and it's happening at AI World Week, the flagship global event for innovation, collaboration, and transformation. This flagship global AI event is designed to connect visionary leaders, trailblazing entrepreneurs, and influential thinkers to explore the endless possibilities of AI. Experience groundbreaking technology that redefines industries and inspires progress. Join thought-provoking discussions on ethical AI, digital equity, and the transformative role of technology in our world. Build meaningful connections that catalyze innovation and drive impact. AI World Week is powered by AI World Society, a global movement dedicated to advancing AI responsibly and ensuring it serves humanity. Together, we're shaping a smarter, more inclusive, and equitable future. Continue your journey beyond the event with the AI World Journal, offering expert insights, in-depth analysis, and the latest trends shaping the AI landscape. This is your opportunity to lead, to innovate, and to transform the world with AI. AI World Week. We invite you to join us and embrace the AI revolution.